Hi everybody, hope you are having a good day. In this video, I'm going to talk about the quadratic equations and the graphs. Mainly, I will go with the questions, the practice questions. I've chosen the material Kaplan Workbook. Here we have the practice set. We have three sets mainly, three parts. One of them is easy, medium, and hard section. So here we have the questions related with the finding discriminants, finding the roots, x-intercept, y-intercepts, the graphs, intersection points of the graphs, and so on. So let's get started with the first question here. They said that we have y is equal to x squared minus 8x minus 48. They say if we substitute 0 to the x, we see y-intercept as minus 48. Which of the following shows the x-intercept? If you know the three different forms of the quadratic equation, like standard form, vertex form, and intercept form, you will choose one of C or D, because like only these are intercept form, these are vertex form. Or if you don't know those forms, what we can do, you might use the White theorem. You might use the White theorem. There are two numbers, sum of them x1 plus x2 is minus b, which is 8, and x1 multiplied by x2 is c, minus 48. So you might find the roots. Sum of two numbers is 8, product of them is minus 48. So one of the roots is 12, another one is minus 4. So what answer key has a roots 12 and minus 4? D. In the second question, they say x1, y1, and x2, y2 are solutions of the system of equation. What is the value of x1 plus x2? Look, solutions are the intersection points. One of them is here, another one is here. Can we check the x coordinates of those intersection points? One of them is minus 2. Another one is, here it is, 5, 6, 7. So sum of the solutions is 5. So here in the third question, actually, they just ask for how many solutions do we have. This is not necessary. Even if you have like 3, 4, 5 different functions on the same xy plane, as a solution, we choose the points, number of the points, which all these graphs pass through. Like here we have 1 point that all the graph, parabola, circle, and the line intersect. This point is not solution, this point is not solution, this is not, this is not. Like why this is not the solution? Because line doesn't contain this point. Why this is not the solution? As same, line doesn't contain. Or why not this one? Parabola is not. So we have only one solution here, B. In the fourth question, we have quadratic equation, x squared plus 10x minus 24 is equal to 0. Again, we can use the white. Sum of the roots is minus 10. Product of the roots is minus 24. Just find out two numbers. Sum of them is minus 10. Product of them is minus 24, which is minus 12 and 2. They say x is greater than 0, so we will choose 2 as a solution. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. In the question 5, they say minus 7 is a solution of the equation. Solution means it's one of the roots. So like we say solutions, we say roots, we say x-intercept, we said zeros. They all are the same thing. So they say minus 7 is a solution. So let's substitute 7, minus 7. Minus 7 squared plus c times minus 7 minus 35 is equal to 0. Let's find c. 49 minus 7c minus 35 is equal to 0. So minus 7c plus 14 is equal to 0. Minus 7c is equal to minus 14, and c is 2. So here in the equation 6, they say y is 3x. We just need to substitute x squared plus, instead of y, we are going to write 3x squared is equal to 160. This is x squared plus 9x squared is equal to 160. 10x squared is equal to 160, means x squared is equal to 16. X is 4 and minus 4, x1 and x2. Look, y is 3x, y is 3x. They ask for y square. Y square is 3x square, that is 9x square. Doesn't matter, x is 4 or minus 4, square will be 16. The answer is 144. The question 7, they say which of the following is not a factor of this. We just need to know a square minus b square is equal to a minus b, a plus b. We're going to use this way. So can we write it like 4x square minus 9y square. So it's going to be 4x square minus 9y square and 4x square plus 9y square. This is a factor, as you know. Let's just simplify this part. Can we write 2x minus 3y and 2x plus 3y? Yes, because it is like 2x square minus 3y square. So 2x minus 3y, 2x plus 3y are the factors. This is not a factor. In the question 8, they say what's the range? Range means what? Range is the possible values of y or the function like qx here. What's the possible value of qx? Look what we can do. Can we write it like qx is equal to 3 minus x plus 4 square? That's the same thing. Something square is equal to always positive number. So it means that 3 minus positive number. It means we decrease 3 here in the equation, right? The answer means the answer qx will be less than or equal to 3. It is B. In equation 9, they say r is less than 0, and this one is equal to 36. What's the value of r? What I'm going to write, what square is equal to 36? 4r minus 4 is either 6 or minus 6, because both square are 36. 4r is equal to 10. R is equal to 10 over 4, which is 2.5. That's right, this is R1. Now 4r is equal to minus 2. R is minus 0.5. R2. What is the value of R? Either D, it's less than 0. But this one, 2.5, is greater than 0. That's why they choose this solution. In the question 10, they say the graph quadratic equation passes through those points. Maximum value occurs y. If it is maximum value, it means it is downward parabola. Let's say this one. Maximum value is here, and it occurs when x is 5. X is 5. We said this line called line of asymmetry. What is line of asymmetry? We say if this distance is 3, that distance is also 3. If this distance is 7, that distance must be 7 as well. So let's say if those points are on the parabola, through which other points must the graph pass through? Okay, line 5 is line of asymmetry. Look how we check it. We have imagine that we have a line here. Let's say f1 is minus 8. If we choose 1 here, y is minus 8. So we have 4 units difference from 1 to 5, right? It means if you go to the right 4 units, it is 9, right? If 1 is minus 8, 9 must be minus 8 as well. So 9 minus 8 will be the answer, but we don't have that answer here. 2 minus 1. If x is 2, look, that distance is what? 3 units. Go to 3 units right, that must be 8. If 2 is minus 1, 8 must be minus 1 as well. C is the answer. If you want, we can check one more. 3, 4. When x is 3, 3 is 2 units. Left side. Check 2 units right side, it is 7. If 3 is 4, then 7 must be 4 as well. We don't have that answer, and we don't have the last one as well. The answer is C. In the question 11, they just ask for the roots of the quadratic equation. Let's write 2x squared minus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. That's 16 plus 24, which is 4t. x1 and x2 are minus b, which is 4, plus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. So it is like 4 plus. Can I write 4t as 4 times 10 divided by 4? Yep. Let's write it 4 plus. 4 out is 2 divided by 4. So what we can do, it's like 2 plus square root of 10. I took factor out. And if you divide both sides by 2, the result is 2 plus, oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot to write plus minus. Here we have minus as well. 2 plus minus square root of 10 divided by 2. It is a. About question 12, let me tell you one thing. If you are given too many things there in the question, it doesn't mean that you have to use those things that you are given. They say y and x. I just need to know what's y and x. Oh, they say y is the height and x is the horizontal distance. And in the question, they say how many seconds after the ball was fired does it vertical height above is equal to horizontal distance. So what we are going to do, I'm going to equalize x and y. Y is minus 5t squared plus 2t plus 20. I'll write it equal to 2t. In both sides, we have 2t. It is like minus 5t to t squared plus 20 is equal to 0. 5t squared is equal to 20. I took it to the right side. T squared is equal to 4. So t is plus minus 2. They say t is greater than or equal to 0 because it is second. We will choose the positive one. B is answer. Using the question 13, we have a formula. H is equal to minus 1 over 2 at squared plus v0t plus h0. Let's see what are these at, v0, and h. The h is the height, approximate height. A is acceleration, v0 is the initial velocity, h0 is the initial height, and so on. If two identical objects are launched vertically upward and initial velocity is 40, initial velocity is v0 is equal to 40 from the surface of Mars and Earth's moon. Mars and not Earth, they say moon. Mars and moon, I will choose. Approximately how many more seconds will it take for the moon projectile to return to the ground than the Mars? We are going to use the same formula for the Mars and moon. When it returned to the ground, it means h is equal to 0, right? And they say here, if two identical objects are launched vertically from the surface means initial height is also 0. So what I'm going to do, h0 is 0 and h is 0. Let's write the formula. This is minus 1 over 2. Acceleration for the Mars is what? 3.7, you see. Multiply by 3.7 t squared plus v0 is 4t, t is equal to 0. We just need to solve this. Let's multiply both sides by minus 2. 3.7 t squared minus 80t is equal to 0. T out, 3.7 t minus 80 is equal to 0. As you see, one of the roots is 0, another one is, if you equalize it to the 0, 3.7t is equal to 80. T is 80 divided by 3.7. Let's calculate it for the mass, for the moon. It will be minus 1 over 2. For the moon, it is 1.6 acceleration. 1.6 multiplied by t squared plus, it's again 40t is equal to 0. Let's multiply both sides by minus 2 once again. 1.6 t squared minus 80t is equal to 0. We take t out, it's like 1.6t minus 80 is equal to 0. So again, one root is 0, another one is, if you equalize it to the 0, you got 80 divided by 1.6. Of course, they say approximate. We are going to use our calculator because it is calculator section. If we divide 80 to 3.7, the result is approximately 22. And if we divide 80 to 1.6, let me see, it is 50 exactly. They ask for their difference. Difference is what? 50 minus 22. That is 28. The answer is B. In the question 15, it just need to use the discriminant once again. X squared plus 2kx minus j over 3 is equal to 0. It is same as here we have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is a, which is 1. This is b, and this is c. And this is c. So let's reuse the discriminant. Discriminant is b squared minus 4 times a times c. So it means it is 4k squared plus 4j over 3. Can we write it as 4k squared plus j over 3? Okay, let's use a formula. X1 and X2 is minus b plus minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. A is 1. Okay, that will be what? If we write them separately, we can do this. Minus 2k divided by 2 plus minus 4 out as 2 k squared plus j over 3 divided by 2 is like minus k plus minus. This is k squared plus j over 3. As you see, we don't have such kind of answers. Like we have to simplify the answers. At least we see the here we have minus k, not minus 6k. The answer is either A or C. Let's simplify one of them. Minus k is here, but we need to simplify this part. Can I write it like square root of 3 square? That part, I mean specifically this part, will be like this. Square root of 3 multiplied by, like we can write it like 9k squared plus 3j divided by 9. If you write it separately, you will get 9k squared divided by 9 plus 3j divided by 9. That is going to be k squared plus k squared 3, j over 3. So as you see, it matches. The answer will be A. So in the question 16, they say x plus r and x plus s for what value? We have to find the factors. X squared minus 2x minus 15. Can you tell me two numbers which sum of them is equal to 2 and product of them is equal to minus 15? It must be 5 and minus 3. So can we write the roots same as x minus x1, x minus x2? So as you see, it is like x minus 5 and x plus 3. It means r plus r minus 5. It means r is minus 5, s is plus s is plus 3, s is 3. They ask for r minus s. For what's one possible value? But the point is what? I don't know if x plus r is x minus 5 or x plus 3. That's why I will just use one more vice versa, like s is minus 5 and r is 3. I will change their places. Because here r minus s is minus 5 minus 3, which is minus 8. Here r minus s, that's 3 minus minus 5, which is 8. In the answer key, we have only 8. So here in this question, they say k is a positive integer. Okay, k is positive integer less than 17. What is the total number of the possible integer solutions for the equation x squared plus 8x plus k is equal to 0? Again, we are going to use the white. X1 plus x2 is equal to minus 8. X1 multiplied by x2 is equal to k. So what are two numbers? Some of them is minus 8. It is like minus 3, minus 5, minus 2, minus 6, minus 1, minus 7. Look, why I have written these numbers? Because it works. When minus 1 multiplied by minus 7, the result is 7, which is less than 17, and it is positive integer. But when you write 0 and minus 8, product of them is 0, not positive integer. When you write 1 and minus 9, product of them is negative, not positive. So this doesn't work. We have one more, minus 4 and minus 4. So the question is what? What is the total number of possible integer solutions? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In the question 18, what they ask for, 50 states have legislation regarding pool safety, the majority of which includes the requirement for this part is not necessary. If a rectangular in-ground pool has a length that is 2 feet less than twice its width. Okay, let's say if the width is W, length is 2 feet less than twice its width. Okay. And they add that if the area is 480, area is product of them, is equal to 480. So let's calculate this. Width, 2 width square minus 2 width is equal to 480. Let's divide both sides by 2. W square minus W is equal to 240. W square minus W minus 240 is equal to 0. Or you can write it like this. W minus 1 is equal to 240. What two numbers do you know, consecutive numbers, that product is 240? That's 15 and 16. 16 and 15. I can write 16 and 16 minus 1 is 15. Product of them is 240. So W is 16. It is 16 and it is 2W. 32 minus 2, it is 30. They ask for the perimeter of a rectangular, which we just need to extend 1 from each side. So if it is 30, and if we add 1 from each side, I mean like 30 plus 1 plus 1, it is like 32. And this is 16. If I add 1 from each side, 1 and 1, that will be 18. So perimeter of the new rectangular is 2 times 18 plus 32, which is 2 times 50, that is 100. It is B. 19, they say if it's factor where k is a constant, what's the value of k? What we do in this kind of questions, you just need to equalize that factor to the 0 and find the roots. 4. It means when you substitute 4 into the equation, you have to get the 0 as well. Let's check. 4 square minus, if x is 4, that will be 4k plus 2k is equal to 0. So this is like 16 minus 2k is equal to 0. 2k is equal to 16. K is 8. Okay, and the last question here. What I'm going to do, I will just write x minus 2 square is equal to 5 over 2. If I take it to the right side of the equation, it will be plus 1 over 2. So 1 over 3, x minus 2 square is equal, that's 6 over 2, which is 3. If I multiply both sides by 3, let's multiply both sides by 3. We will get what? X minus 2 square is equal to 9. So what square is equal to 9? X minus 2 is either 3 or it is minus 3, because 3 and minus 3 square both is equal to 9. x is equal to 5, let's say first root, and the second root is minus 3 plus 2, which is minus 1. What's the sum of the roots of the quadratic equation? So 5 plus minus 1, that is 4. So guys, I want to mention that was Kaplan workbook, practice set 10, which is related with the quadratic equation. I did all the questions from easy to hard. Hope it was helpful, and if you have any question, you might comment below. Take care of yourself, guys. Have a good day.